Right now we're going to welcome in Mark Trible of the Courier Post, talk a little wrestling. Morning, Mark.
Good morning, Sully.
What's happening, buddy? About 3-4 coffees in? You ready to roll?
Yeah, I'm on the McGarry diet of coffee instead of Diet Coke.
Nice job, man. Let's talk a little blood time.
Let's talk a little blood time, a little weight cutting, some pins, some back points, some escapes. Let's talk it.
Some crazy moms and dads yelling at referees.
Hey, it wouldn't be the sport without it, man.
What's he doing on bottom, ref? Stalling.
Always a classic. The call for the stall.
The call for the stall. I love it.
Yeah, man, it should be a great year. Should be a great year for South Jersey wrestling.
The best is when you get a rivalry match going, and there's a lot of fans there, and every takedown the entire crowd goes two.
Yeah, I
love
know
that.
Some places they had foam fingers with twos.
Oh, really?
Instead of the number one. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. It's a great sport, man, and it's such a joy to cover. This year should be great. I'm really looking forward to it. And when you get, like you said, when you get a packed house, man, for some of those big matches, and then you start getting into the individual postseasons, it really is riveting stuff.
I love the warm-ups where they come out, they run around in a big circle, and the guys are getting all into it.
Oh yeah, man! I mean, the whole thing.
I do miss the whole dousing of the lights and the overhead spotlight. That was always the real cool thing. And I guess what was it, Camden Catholic, where they used to play the bagpipes in the dark and all that stuff.
They still do that.
They still do that.
Catholic, okay. For the big ones, and they have the robes on.
Yeah,
and, I tell you who else does a really good job of it is Northern Burlington.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have like a microphone that is they shut off the lights and the guy gets over the microphone. There's just one spotlight right over the middle of the mat.
Definitely one of the coolest things about wrestling season is the intros before the final at regions. Man, that's really cool. You get he's a junior with a career record of 92-12.
That's right. They got to announce them all. Everybody lines up. It's the whole production value is off the charts, certainly for high school wrestling.
What are we going to do without Josh Friedman now? He's Mr. Mad Pack. He's now on the hoop scene. Yeah,
Josh did a great job last night covering the first game of the year. Saw Camden Catholic at Eastern. He'll be sorely missed. It'll be up to McGurk and myself, Tom McGurk and myself.
Oh, Tommy.
To keep the chain pulling, So it always Josh did a great job, and it was awesome to have him doing that. But he's picking up the slack where we need it, and we'll have to try to manage without him.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm not a big fan of the redistricting. Though it's all the teams I cover now are all spread out all over the place.
Oh yeah, from that point of view, it's not the best.
From a selfish point of view, I'd love to cover all the Cape Atlantic League teams in one spot.
Yeah, and last year there was certainly an adjustment process that came with that, and but it was kind of odd, I would say. So we'll see this year. Maybe it'll start becoming to feel regular.
Talking with Mark Trible of the Courier Post, and Mark, a couple of things that caught my attention this week as far as high school wrestling. I don't know if you saw the story out of North Jersey. Bergen Catholic, a former state champion, a 3-time place winner, lost his spot, man, in a wrestle-off. How good is that team? Holy cow.
Oh, they're on another level. I don't have any reservations saying that'll be the number one team in New Jersey again this year.
They might even be top 5 in the nation, I would think.
I mean, yeah, it's tough because you have some of these schools like Blair Academy, which is not
true.
an NJSIA school.
Like a post-grad school.
Yeah, Bethlehem Catholic, and I think Wyoming Seminary is also one of them. It's tough to tell with those, but Bergen's unbelievable. And that is the way it goes, the wrestle-offs, but very rarely does the state champion have to wrestle off for a position.
Almost remind me of Vision Quest.
Yeah, right.
Swain, you're already the starter at 190.
Yeah. Little lunatic fringe.
I want to go 71. I want to wrestle shoot.
Great movie, man.
I'm still amazed. I'm still amazed at how many high school kids have not seen that movie, High School Wrestlers. That's got to be a mandatory.
Yeah, maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. If it's not on Netflix, sometimes kids don't watch it.
Matthew Modine.
Hey, he's a classic, man. Great actor.
Word is you can't hold your mud, Swain. That guy's shoot was an animal, man, with the training.
There's no doubt.
Carrying the log up the football bleachers.
Look, man, that embodies some of these kids, how they work out, man. I mean, they're warriors.
I don't know, like
in
that match against Shoot, though. I don't know if I can believe he pulled off the old fireman's carry there.
Well, there was some choreography that took place there. You never ask how the magic trick's done. It's just done, So a little behind the scenes, maybe some angles, some camera angles moved around. But no, great movie and a great sport, Man, high school wrestling, it doesn't get much better.
What's your favorite move, the cement mixer?
I love the cement mixer. I like the underhook, the double underhook,
the double underhook hip toss?
Never been a huge spladle guy. But
you ever seen somebody get themselves locked up in the double grapes?
No. Well, yeah, maybe I have.
I've actually seen that one time. It was nasty, man. You caught in the double grapes, it's game over. You're counting ceiling tiles.
Yeah. There used to be this is the case in some places, but I know at Washington Township there used to be a sign in the middle of the ceiling that said, "If you're reading this, you've just been pinned." So I always love that. If that's the last thing you see, there's nothing. Man, I love watching pins in high school wrestling. Man, it is, and especially in a close match. It gets those postseason team matches. I mean, it really gets ratcheted up, and everybody's just watching, waiting to see if the other shoulder blade hits the ground, and then smack. The pad erupts. The whole place goes nuts.
And the funny thing is, man, these refs know everybody's watching. They all got their own styles of pin calls.
Absolutely, that and the back points, man. They move the arm through. It's like 3 seconds in the lane, and
I love the gator roll.
Oh, the gator.
That's a classic.
I love the names, man. I mean, of some of these moves, it's just a great sport. It's so unique, and I think the names reflect that.
Yep. So who should we be looking out for real quick before we let you go? Give us a couple of names here. One of the guys I was real interested in seeing his comments in the preseason was Quinn Kinner. He's bumping up, I guess, a weight class. He says, "Hey, I'm just going at that because that's the best weight class for me. I'm not ducking anybody."
Quinn Kinner is one of the best wrestlers in the country at his level. I mean, the kid's going to go to Ohio State and wrestle. I think that speaks for itself. He could very well win the Beast of the East this weekend down in Delaware. Quinn Kinner, Billy Janzer at Delsey at 182.
Oh, that kid's an animal.
And obviously the Menino boys down low from Gateway.
Those guys are still around. I thought they graduated. It feels like they've been in high school for about 10 years now.
No, they've been there a while, man. They've been great from the start. Dante lost in the state semis last year. That was the first time he lost. He ended up placing high, though, and Antonio won it, beating a Bergen Catholic kid and Howard in a great match. And then you still got, Joe Manchio at 120 pounds. Joe Manchio won states 2 years ago. He lost a close one in the quarterfinals last year, then had a pretty gruesome leg injury in the consolation round. So, he's back. So, I mean, there's a potential here for, you're looking at 3, 4, guys from South Jersey, 3 of them certainly, I think you put your money on to repeat or to get back there to be a state champ. But some very good individuals. Team-wise, I think it's Paulsboro and everybody else. They're loaded from 113 to 195. They are stacked. And
nice.
I think the second-best team wrestled last night, actually, in St. Augustine, who really put it on spirit, 60-16.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the Hermits can do here as the team season gets ratcheted up. I know we got a couple of tournaments. Get your notebook out for next weekend. We'll break down some of these tournaments over the Christmas break.
Yeah, there's a lot going on yet, and I know it kicks off really today with a lot of big ones, and it will continue through next week. So plenty of good wrestling to see. Go out to a gym. You got some time. You need to get out of the house on a Saturday. That's the way to do it, man. See some great wrestling.
Great stuff. As always, Mark, we'll dive more into the Mat Men here as the weeks go by. We'll catch up with you next Saturday, bud.
Hey, thanks so much, Sully.
All right, man. Have a great weekend.
You too.
That was Mark Trible, the Courier Post. Check him out on their website, courierpostonline.com.